everyone, it's Sister Wives, Season 13, Episode 8, Aspyn's Royal Wedding. So, they managed to make a monogamous wedding all about polygamy for 2 hours. So, there was a long explanation about how Christine doesn't have a marriage certificate. And it's just like 20 minutes and how it makes everybody sad. And it's kind of funny to me. Well, not funny, but, you know, at first they're like, we just want to be left alone. Well, now they should be able to have a marriage certificate. I'm not even sure legally how that would work. I'm actually kind of against the idea of marriage certificates because the whole reason they were invented was to make sure that certain kind of people didn't intermarry. Right. So I kind of felt like...
Yeah, maybe we just take them all away.
Yeah, but tax-wise, there's a lot of implications because the idea now, and this is, if you do some research, there is some, I don't know if they are currently doing this, but there's some implications where a lot of polygamous families, because one of them is married, all of the rest of the wives can declare that they're single mothers, and so they get tax breaks that are really meant for people who don't have support. I have no idea if Sister Wives are doing that. Sometimes it comes up like, oh, well, if you just Googled, and it's like, no, this is not, I'm not writing a high school term paper about this show. I am going to, in general, I review the show as it appears on TV because I don't have time to, like, you know, be doing, you know, Jessica Fletcher behind the scenes about what's really going on.
And we don't care. Yeah,
and we don't care. And then it becomes... What's the purpose of watching the show when you could just Google and find it all out? Like, everyone's like, oh, well, they're in Flagstaff. Okay, so they're in Flagstaff. You know, we know they made the move. Occasionally I find things out. Like, I knew that Mary got the bed and breakfast because I looked to see if I wanted to rent a room and then thought, I don't want to get stabbed in my sleep. Not because it would be a bad place, but because we talk about them on the internet. Where was I? Oh yeah, and someone else told me, I saw an email last night, I have not checked this out, that Mitch's older sister is married to Eldridge from Seeking Sister Wife.
Oh.
I think they said Vanessa. I read the comment at like 3 a.m. So I'm not totally sure. Once again, maybe if it comes up on Seeking Sister Wife, I'll see. But in general, like I said, that's interesting to me. I was not, when we first met Mitch, I was not convinced that he really liked Aspyn because he was so like, well, maybe, blah, blah, blah. But later on in this episode, he talks a little bit about why he loves Aspyn. And I think he just might be either really quiet or shy or uncomfortable on camera or all of the above. Because I think a lot of, because he kind of was like, you know, he made the comment about how when I'm around Aspyn, I get to be myself. I'm more like my real self around Aspyn than I am around anyone else. And I thought, oh, the dude's just kind of quiet and shy, like someone else I know. You're kind of, people say that you're really, really quiet. Oh, ha, ha, ha. Ha, 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 John. Anyway, it was a beautiful wedding. I wasn't too sure about the hats, but I have to say first of all, it's outside, so I was like, oh yeah, I would have loved a hat, so I wasn't like, you know, squinting into the sun the whole time. And secondly, because so many people wore hats, it looks a little better. If you're like the only one at a hat, and you're not like at a Southern Black church where they all wear hats, it can be a little weird if you're like the one person wearing a hat. But if everybody's wearing a hat, it kind of makes sense. Not everyone was wearing a hat, but
not everyone was wearing a kilt either. That was still weird.
Probably my favorite moment of the show that I laughed the hardest at was when they were getting ready. And Cody's like, Mitch, carry me over the form. Are we gonna do? I'm gonna drop trout. I've been married 4 times, and Mitch is like. He didn't say anything, but to me the body language was like, dude, this is not your moment. Like, you need to just... But yeah, and then they like asked him in the interview, like, why didn't you say anything? And
he's like, I just didn't have a response
so I just didn't say anything. But it was like, my impression of Cody at every event is like, look at me, I'm Cody. I have 4 wives. It's really difficult to be me. And it's just like, okay, dude, settle on down. The officiant lost his voice. And they dealt with that by just not having a voice, giving
not
subtitles.
Turning up his microphone.
I don't think he had a microphone.
Yes, he did.
Did he? Okay, I left the room.
Did you even watch the show?
Little. What
One
else
of those
happened?
over the year jobbies.
Oh, so they it was a beautiful wedding.
Nothing happened. Nothing.
It was.
It just.
Oh, okay. Well, let's talk about the Flagstaff.
Mary's not on board enough, and
oh gosh,
and what's Robin's getting a mansion, and
yeah, Robin's getting a house that is ridiculously huge. I'm like, oh, this whole let's save money thing is going super well. Christine's buying a house, so now they have all these just a billion houses. Mary wants to live downtown, which is exactly what I said. I was like. She doesn't have any kids. I'm like, she's going to want to live in a downtown. She's going to want to be able to walk everywhere.
Cody needs to do some more thinking about his future, because how is he going to get another younger sister wife if he's giving all the money to Robin?
And he's like, I'm just going to really miss my kids. And I'm like, no, you get zero sympathy, because you rammed this move down their throat. You don't now, which is his thing. He always has to be, it has to be about him, the center of attention. He got his way. Now, I will admit, Mary does have a bit of a stank face about stuff. First of all, can't blame her. Her husband they don't have a relationship. Like, they may say how they're married and all that, but he doesn't seem to do any of the married stuff. And lastly about that is, I've yet to see them say anything really encouraging. Like, I know this is a tough move and you're making the most sacrifices out of all of us because you like where you live, but it's going to be a good thing and you're going to like it there and it's going to be nice. Instead, they're always like, Mary, are you on board? Are you on board? Can we get more enthusiasm? And then they're all hot to trot. They've got to move within a month, which is really fast. They've got to move within a month. So that their kids can get there in time and get into school. Mary doesn't have any kids. Well, she has one, and she wants to go slower so she can help her only daughter, the only person in the family who kind of likes her, not even that much, move. And so she's like, well, yeah, I'm coming, but it's just not as much of a... And everyone kind of rolls their eyes, and it's like, that's a pretty legitimate... If I was Mariah better be like, thanks, Mom, I really appreciate this. I really appreciate that you're helping me move, that you're adjusting your time schedule to help us, that you're being so supportive. She better be. I think they're in a little bit better place, because notice that no one else in the family is offering to help Mariah move. They all helped Mitch move, but... Anyway, so there we go. I went and looked up to see how many episodes we have left, and I don't know. I'm guessing we'll get maybe the move, but yeah, it looks like now he's going to try to design one big house.
That should go well.
Yeah, that should go well. Anyway, hit us up in the comments.